I want to talk to you today about investments and how people often look at investments in the wrong way. What got me thinking about this is that I'm currently renovating a property that I'm going to sell. So at the point I sold my dog training business, I decided I needed something else to keep me busy. And I went out and I purchased for cash a property that needed renovating. So it was a bit of a wreck. And well, it was a lot of a wreck, but there was an opportunity there to make some money. And you hit a certain point in business where you have so much money around you, sat in the bank and in different places, that you can no longer keep investing it in your dog training business because you just can't keep getting bigger and bigger. So you need to start putting your money elsewhere. So I decided I was going to do some property. So I bought this property. And I've owned it for about a year now. It's taken me a while to get round to getting started, but now we're getting started. I am hemorrhaging money on this house, hand over fist. So it's £1,000 here, £3,000 there, £10,000 to the architects. And I'm just watching this money going out of the bank. And I got myself in a bit of a panic about it because I was like, this is crazy. I bought this property to make some money and I'm throwing all this money out the door. But what you have to try and remember is that when you're making an investment, the idea is that you put something in to later on take out something worth more. It doesn't matter if that's a time investment, whereby you put time into something now, so later on you can have more free time, or whether you put a certain amount of money into something now, so later on you will be able to take out a bigger amount. But it's something that I quite often struggle to get my head around in the moment. Up until a certain point in my business, my life, when it came to making money, was basically if I can buy something for $500 and I can sell it for $700, I make $200. And that was the level of my investment. So whether it was a raw, untrained green dog I was purchasing for $500 in the expectation to be able to sell it for $8,000 when it was fully trained, or whether it was buying a car CD player for $20 and selling it for $50. I basically was comfortable looking at something that I can buy now for that and sell tomorrow or 5 weeks later or 6 weeks later for X amount of money. But the real investments that you make in life tend to be longer term investments. So the best example I've got for you is a website. I can't stress enough how important having a great website is for your business. And yet I see so many dog trainers spending their time trying to build a website themselves to do it on the cheap. And ultimately it ends up being absolutely rubbish. Dog trainers tend to think that a website is something that you must have, rather than realizing quite what a website can bring to your life and to your business. Let's just do this really simply. Let's say you go out and spend $5,000 on a website tomorrow. You get somebody really good and they build the website for you. Now, you might think that you've just wasted or spent $5,000, but actually what you've done is you've opened up a door of opportunity to make much more money down the line. Now, first of all, that website probably is going to last you 5 years. So actually what you've done is you've invested £1,000 a year to have a great website. Now, in that 5 years of having that great website, how likely do you think that website is going to perform better than the one that you made in 10 hours or maybe even 2 weeks in your bedroom, right? It's unfathomable to me how people can't see how making that large investment in something done extremely well by professionals is worth much more over the long term than something that you can knock up yourself. Ultimately, you're not a website developer, you're a professional dog trainer. Now, think about the way you react when somebody's got a really difficult dog and they really need your help and they decide that they're going to go and get help from their friend instead who isn't a dog trainer. And you like bang your head off the wall going, this is crazy. You're going to go to someone who isn't a professional and try and get them to solve your problem. Well, exactly the same thing happens when it comes to you building a website or doing anything else in your business where there are professionals out there who can do it, but you would choose to do it yourself to a substandard level instead. Let's just go back to the website a minute, because not only will the website perform financially if it's good in a way that gives you a huge return on your investment, but there are also intangible things that the website will do for you. So I remember the first time I had a great website and it changed my whole feeling towards the business. The website was so professional, it made me feel proud about what I was selling. And it gave my staff and me a new lease of life around the business. Now, look, I'm not trying to sell you a website at all. In fact, the only time we help people with websites is when they're members of the Wolfpack. But I'm using a website as a metaphor because this happens in many different areas of your business. If you're worth $100 an hour dog training, but you spend 15 hours building a website instead, that website's cost you $1,500 and it's not worth $1,500 because you've made it and you're no good at making websites. A website's made up of the design, the user experience, and the copy and what is written on those pages. And what you want is to really have a professional write that copy for you, because hands down, a professional who writes for a living will be able to evoke emotion in people that you could just never dream of. And when that emotion is evoked in people, they are more likely to send an inquiry and more likely to become a customer. So let's just use that as an example. If you write your website versus spending $1,000 on a professional writing that website for you, but your website gets a 5% conversion rate and the professional copywriter's version gets a 30% conversion rate on inquiry, then you haven't just spent $1,000 on having your website written. You've made tens of thousands of dollars in extra business that you would have never had in the first place. So the point of today's video is that you need to try and start looking at things as investments rather than expenditure. If you're going to spend your money on something which is going to give you returns down the line, that is an investment. If you're spending your money on something that's going to depreciate in value, then that is a cost. And if you can differentiate between those two things, you will make much better decisions in your business. My name is Matt Wiggins and I'm the founder of Faith Wolf. We exist to help great dog trainers run great businesses. I know that if I can help you run a more successful business that gives you exactly what you want from your life, then you will be in a better position to give dogs and owners what they need in their lives. So if you've liked this video and you've found it useful, I hope you've taken something away from it. Don't forget to give it a like, give it a share, and tell me in the comments either an investment that you're thinking about making but you can't quite get your head around it, why you're not making sensible investments, or tell me about a great investment that you've made which made a huge difference to your life and your business. And I'll see you in the next video.